we are going to be talking about whether the title mom should be used for stepmoms. Now, I follow a few different YouTubers who do videos on step parenting and blah blah blah, and it is such a strong topic either way. A lot of them don't agree with it, some of them do agree with it, and honestly, I don't think it's a one-shoe-fits-all category, but I think it's super funny how strong some people feel about it, and even people not from split families feel very strongly one way or the other, and they're like, you should never, let your stepkids call you mom, or, oh, it's really nice that they do. So it goes both ways, and I just think it's kind of funny. So before we get into the reasoning behind it and my actual thoughts and feelings on it, I'm actually going to go over what my stepkids call me and how they got to that point, because I think there's tends to be the idea that if your stepkids call you mom, it is because they were coached to or told to, and that is not always the case. So to start from the beginning, my kids do call me mom. Sometimes they call me Emily, sometimes they call me mom. Most of the time it's mom, but they mix it up, and that is perfectly fine. But we're going to start from the beginning as to where they started and how they got to the point of calling me mom. So backstory, we homeschool now, but before we started homeschooling, Aubrey was going to a local private school, and when she was in second grade, which was her last year that she actually went to school before we pulled her to homeschool her, she was telling people that I was her mom at school when Sean and I were dating. So we weren't quite married yet, and we found out because her teacher pulled us aside and was like, hey, just so you know, Aubrey tells all of her classmates that you are her mom. That being because I was the one who dropped her off to school most days, and then my husband was the other one. And while they spent weekends with their mom, she was not the one taking them to school. So I don't know why Aubrey chose to tell people I was her mom, whether it was a defense mechanism because she didn't want to have to explain I was Dad's girlfriend, or whether it was she just really wanted people to think I was her mom. Whatever her personal reason was, we never questioned it or asked her about it, and I don't even think she knows that we know about that. But after that situation, we got married a few months after, or actually right at the end of second grade, her second grade year, we got married. And we obviously had the conversation that when Dad gets married, I'm going to be his wife, and I will be your stepmom. And after we were married, she had asked what she should call me, and I said, I don't care. It is your choice. It is what you are comfortable with. You can call me Emily. You can call me whatever you want. It is your choice. Either way, it is perfectly fine. And so she called me Emily mostly, and she would occasionally call me mom, but mostly Emily. And that following fall, so about 4 or 5 months after we got married, I quit my job to stay home and homeschool her and Kane and have a baby, have Isaac. So I started spending all day, every day with them, and I was there when they woke up and I was there when they went to bed, and that is just how it happened. And as it got closer to me delivering Isaac, they realized that I was going to be this baby's mom, and simply because I was with them more, they did start calling me mom a little bit more, mostly Aubrey. Kane at this point really didn't want anything to do with calling me mom, and that was fine. We never told him he needed to. We never told him, either way, we just let him call me what he pleased. And then after Isaac was born, Kane also started calling me mom because he would be talking to Isaac and he would say, oh, go to mommy, whatever, and just call me mom while talking to Isaac. And as time passed, it turned into him just simply calling me mom as well, instead of, calling me mom for Isaac and then calling me Emily. He just started calling me mom at all times. And it's a very natural transition. Again, I'm not sitting there saying oh, you need to call me mom. Sean never had a conversation with them about what they should call me. It literally was just them initially doing it. And it fluctuates from month to month. Some months they call me mom a lot more, and other months they call me Emily a lot more. It kind of depends on what's emotionally going on in their life, which is perfectly fine. And as time has passed, a couple of years have passed since then, they pretty much exclusively call me mom, which has caused some really awkward situations because they used to just do it when we were home alone, when it was just us, and now they call me mom pretty much all the time out in public, which can catch people off guard. But it is what it is, and it is what they're comfortable with, and I am fully supportive of that. Now, if to go into whether it's right or wrong for kids to call their stepmom mom, I do not think there is, unless they're being coached to or told to. And I think it goes into whatever the kids do naturally, and also your situation is going to be different depending upon what your schedule is with the kids. Do I personally love when they call me mom? Yes. It gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling, and it makes me feel really good that they love me that much and have that much respect to me, that they give me a title such as mom. It is an amazing feeling, and I personally love it. But it goes both ways. It is very different. Now you got to understand, they are with me for a minimum of 5 days a week, and that doesn't mean, after work or vice versa. They're literally with me all day and possibly more. So at the minimum of 5 days a week, from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, they're with me. And then typically, a lot of times now, they are also here on the weekends. So that means, 7 days a week, they're with me. So if you only see your stepkids every other weekend or whatever your situation is, you can't really expect them to have that with you, I don't believe. And if they choose to and they want to call you stepmom or whatever it is they call you, I think it is fine. I don't think it's right when people coach their kids into, I'm your stepmom now, you need to call me mom. That I do not agree with, and I don't think that it's a problem. Now, a lot of people have the problem with kids calling their stepmom mom because of the birth mom, and they think, or their biological mom, however the proper way of wording that is, because they think it's a slight on her. And yes, do I think that their mom loves that they also call me mom? No, I don't. She probably hates it. And I am not doing it on purpose. I am not, coaching them to hurt her, to be spiteful for them. I'm letting them do what they are comfortable with. And here's the thing. Kane and Aubrey did not pick who their parents were. They did not pick to come from a split home. Get to do what is comfortable for them. And as the adults and as the people who had say in our situation that we are in currently, we have to swallow our pride and deal with whatever they call me. So if they call me Emily, I don't get offended. Obviously, I prefer when they call me mom because, again, it's a wonderful feeling. But I don't get to say what they call me. And unfortunately, neither does their mom. And I know a lot of people take that terribly, that, you should think about what, you would feel if your kids called someone else mom. And guess what? I would hate it. Split home happens. That is part of it, and you have to accept it. You might not like it, but you have to accept that there is going to be other people in the kids' lives, and they are going to mean something special to them, whether it be a stepmom or a stepgrandma or a stepdad, whatever the situation is. When a split home happens, you have to be prepared for these things. And again, I think it is very important to go with what's best and natural for your kids, and not to coach them, not to coax them in either direction, but to truly just let it happen naturally. And I'm hoping by my explaining how it kind of got started and them calling me mom, it kind of explains how natural the process was. It just happened. It wasn't something we set out to intentionally do or, just to cause drama or anything. It is a natural thing. So I think when you meet a step family, or you are part of a step family, I think it's good to have an open mind and be like, if it rubs you the wrong way that they call their stepmom mom, for you to sit back and think about it and be like, is she coaching them to? Is she asking them to? Has, there been a conversation that they feel like they have to? Either way. And it can go the other way. It can be, if the mom is yelling at the kids for calling their stepmom mom. You kind of have to play both sides and be like, hey, who's coaching the kids to do one or the other, or are they letting the kids naturally embrace how they feel? And I think that's the important part about being split home, is just kind of going with what the kids are comfortable with, not coaching them either way, not making a right or wrong, but letting them do whatever comfortable and supporting that decision for them however you can. So, if they choose to introduce me when we go out someplace as their mom, I embrace it and I say, okay, cool, yeah, I'm their mom. If they choose to embrace me and introduce me as Emily when we're out and about, I'm like, yeah, I'm Emily. I'm their stepmom. Or, if there's no need for me to explain why I'm there with the kids, I'm just like, yeah, I'm Emily. And that's that. And I think it's just very important to realize when you meet a step family and they call their stepmom mom, it's not always a sinister thing that some of the videos I've watched made it seem like. And I just think it's really funny. And again, this is not a slight on anybody. What each family is going to be different, and everyone's feelings on it is going to be really different. But I just wanted to make a video because I thought it was kind of an interesting topic. And such, like, for most people, it's not even a topic at all. But when you are in a split home and you are on pages where they talk about split families and split families talk on them, there's a few different ones, you can hear some really heated discussions about the topic. And I just find it very interesting. And I feel like a lot of the people take it as the kids being forced to call their mom stepmom or vice versa, versus usually it's just a natural process. So I kind of hope this video makes sense. I know I kind of rambled a lot, but if you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And stay awkward.